Warning, warning. Two, idiots are reading the SCP files over the intercom. Stay tight and wait for further instructions, kiddo.
Hello, and welcome back to Discovering SCP. I'm glad everyone could make it here today. It's a board meeting for the new era of Discovering SCP. I'm really happy to see you all here.
I think this is your impression of Succession, but as I have not seen anything from
One
that
particular
show
character from Succession, yeah.
this is a bit that only maybe Dune will understand.
Does Dune watch Succession? I don't know.
I don't know, it just seems like a Dune show.
So you have no basis for that.
Yeah, but what do you think the odds are if I DM him right now?
Well,
hey, just curious, have you seen Succession? I'll see what he says if he responds in time by the end of the episode. But anyway, you're not here for what Dune watches on television. You're here for SCPs this time, right?
Absolutely. I'm sorry. We're so sorry that we bamboozled you last time.
I'm not sorry.
How is this being reversed? Like, last
the
time
only...
you were like, oh, I hope no one kills me.
The only thing I'm sorry is that you told people what we were doing before we started. I was going to pretend they were like tales on the wiki, and then people would just have to sit around the whole time. That's because I'm evil. And I did tell you to be secretive, but it doesn't matter.
Can't betray my viewers.
Because after the last episode, the SCP stock market value has skyrocketed, and I'm shorting the stock.
Oh, Darnell. The board wanted me to speak to you. So we're really happy with the new direction that Discovering SCP is being on. But we've been thinking maybe there's a chance, or an opportunity maybe, for you to have a new role in the Enterprise. Maybe,
what do you mean, new role?
Well, you've been working real hard. You've been putting a lot of yourself into it. Maybe deserves like a little bit of a break, you know?
I don't want a break. I like my role. Why would you do that to me?
Well, listen. I'm just the messenger. We'll get in contact. It's still up in the air. Just a little perhaps sort of thing. So
just the messenger.
My people will get in touch with your people. Don't worry about it.
What's your name, messenger?
My name is Tanwal Gons.
Tanwal Gonson. Do you have any family, Tanwal Gonson? A significant other of some sort? Maybe a pet at home?
No, I only have stocks.
Only stocks, wow. Then it looks like no one will miss you when you're gone. And I put a bullet through his head.
And the title starts.
Yeah, the title screen starts. It says Discovering SCP and the anime opening plays. And it's like Tan running with toast in his mouth in his schoolgirl outfit.
What show is this?
You've never seen that meme where it's like darkest anime opening ever, and then like the opening's all like fun and happy.
Yeah. Anyway, we're not here for whatever this is.
We're not here for whatever that roleplay just was. We're here to read the most recent SCPs posted on the wiki. Which, as we know, are also the most highest quality SCPs. Because as people say, as SCP's gotten further along, it gets better. So by that logic, the newest SCPs are the best ones.
Spicy territory.
I'm just saying, by that logic, these will be the best SCPs.
Yeah, let's hope this isn't like a modern SCP that's a frickin' novel.
Alright, so this one is by Second Timeline.
Yeah, it's called Spiral.
Spiral.
My favourite Saw movie. Spiral from the Book of Saw.
I don't think I've seen that one yet. I've only seen the first two Saw movies.
I've only seen Saw 1.
I've seen Saw 1 and 2. So
wait, where did you see Saw 2?
With a friend. We just rented them.
I see.
Yeah. I will watch the others at some point, probably, maybe. I keep telling him I will, but I keep not... Oh, right.
We have to read SCPs at some point.
Go read the SCP! You're the reader boy. I've hired my little throat out on Aetheral Space, so why don't you take over, champ?
Okay, go on, Greg. Item number, SCP-7218. Object class, Sapphire. Special containment procedures. Due to the SCP's nature and positioning, any form of containment is unnecessary.
Alright, pack it up, guys. We're done here.
Go.
Nothing's needed. If I worked at the Foundation and that was the first line, I'd be like, alright, job's done. Yeah, I'm good here. Job's done.
All vocalizations produced by SCP are to be recorded and logged. The SCP is currently located within the former office of Dr. Yarbrough in Site-72. Yarbrough.
Yeah, bro. I'm like a fucking doctor or something.
Oh my god, my memories are leaking out my head. I can't remember my son's birth.
I shouldn't have made a bet against that strange man.
What's he talking about?
all to see the angler.
What's he talking about? It doesn't exist in the entire line. Description. The SCP is the body of Dr. Yarbrough. It's my corpse.
Yo, I'm fucking dead.
The SCP is intangible, with all physical objects passing through it. That's what, yeah. Recording equipment inserted into the SCP, register a large empty cavity which is void of organs. The SCP does not react to any external stimuli and does not emit nor refract any particles or waves. It is currently unknown how the SCP is observable. The SCP vocalizes every 21 days and 8 hours. To the listener, said vocalizations appear as normal voice. What would you say is a normal voice?
Mine.
I imagine like Tomodachi Life, the way they talk.
Yeah, it's like, wait, how do they talk in Tomodachi Life? It's like,
they talk like this.
Oh. Thank you for coming.
Hello, girls look alike.
Okay, Dune said he has not seen Succession, so I have to apologize to all the Dune heads out there.
This episode was going to be called Apologies to Dune. Vocalization.
Is that the title?
Yeah. I'm putting your password. I'm going to go for a password as well in this moment. Please apologise to Dune in the comments. What you're apologising for is up to you, but you must apologise to Dune.
Apologise to Dune.
A date 11/01/20. Recorder janitor Adam Salmon. Vocalist.
I know his name's Salmon, but I keep in my head I'm pronouncing it like Hamon, like Samon.
Vocalization. No answer. Notes. Janitor Salmon had discovered the SCP after hearing its vocalization, but could not record nor adequately hear its message. 01/02/20. Junior researcher Monica Roble. It was there. I did not see it at first. It coiled and coiled. Damn. Junior researcher Monica Roble was appointed as head and sole researcher on the SCP. 23/02/20 by, again, the same person. I stood by it. I worked by it. It was there. It coiled and coiled. NA.
Something tells me this thing's like a snake.
15/03/20. Junior researcher Monica Roble. It was there before. It was there before me. It was there before here. It coiled and coiled. 05/04/20. Technician Alex Walker. I sat in here. I didn't know it was here. I saw it in the corner. It coiled and coiled.
Alright, I get it. It fucking coiled.
Someone get this hothead out of here.
Cool him down! Cool down! Take a breath.
Technician Walker was installing an automated audio capture device during the vocalization.
I'll fucking throw a bucket of water on his face like, get it together!
What coiled man? Tell me!
Come on already! Give me something I can work with!
Vasquez, you got any readings on that tongue?
He's got like the corpse's tongue in like a pair of tongs. He's like, nothing, sir.
God damn it. Can I popcorn these little messages to you?
Sure, call me a microwave because I love the popcorn.
Well done. Well done. You get to live.
To Site Director Hawks from J Researcher Monica Roble. Subject SCP-7218. Sir, firstly, there's a problem concerning SCP-7218. Mainly, Dr. Yarbrough's corpse is moving on its own.
You don't need to contain that thing. It's fine.
Don't even worry about it. Consider the job already done.
You're
My
a good
pockets.
Kid. You got good values.
Site Director Hawks' pockets are lined with bribes from Dr. Yarbrough. Just a little bit of corporate wet work.
They call me Hawks because I always know how to swoop down and catch my prey.
Why? He's also smoked for 15 years.
We do things a little differently here at Site 19.
I took physical measurements after each vocalization. And as of now, this is exactly how the show Succession goes, probably, by the way.
I've not seen any episodes of it.
I took physical measurements.
Now doing memes based on a show that neither of us has watched.
This is advanced content. We just make shit up now. This has nothing to do with anything. I took physical measurements after each vocalization, and as of now, the corpse has moved from its own horizontal position towards the west by roughly 40 centimeters, assuming a slumped position. Additionally, the corpse's height is increased by 10 centimeters, while the diameter shrunk by 2.
Oh, my wife would love if I had something like that. Take some of the pounds off and give me some...
Get a little taller, get a little slimmer. It's what the ladies love. Secondly, I understand you were somewhat close with Dr. Yarbrough.
Yeah,
and from the brief interactions with him, he seemed like a good person, so I'd like to send my condolences.
I have already established myself as the voice of Hawk, so I'll take this one.
All right.
It's a junior researcher. Oh, yeah,
you got it. No, goodbye, by all means.
Junior researcher Monica Robel from the site director Hawks.
SCP-7218. Thank you, yes. Dr. Yarbrough was a dear friend of mine of 20 years. And your condolences are appreciated, Duts. If possible, please update me on further developments. I'd like to know what is happening regarding this for obvious personal reasons. I understand work on the SCP will be hard due to the small number of researchers allocated to the project. Oh, and I'd wish I could allocate more without being suspected of wasting resources and conflict of interest, but please, do what you can.
If I have to sit through like 5 more fucking logs of it coiled and coiled, I'm going to beat this SCP author to death.
So the dates I don't know are very significant, so I'm going to skip the dates if that's okay. And they're all from the same person, so I'm also going to skip that for this one.
Skip as much as possible.
Damn. Skip bar.
They're all from junior researcher Monica Robel, if you were curious.
Vocalization. I saw it, it was there. There and only there. There and before. It coiled and coiled. Automatic audio capture failed to record. I don't know, it seems like we got it pretty good.
Yeah.
It was there always and never. I'd always seen it. Only now I saw it. It coiled and coiled. I couldn't stop looking. I heard it, quiet and louder. It coiled and coiled. The SCP continues to shift its position, after significantly deviated from its previous horizontal straight position. It is currently in a bow-like position. A bow-like position, not a bow. He's not like a fucking bow and arrow.
He's tied up like a goddamn pretzel.
That's what I was thinking.
Advanced yoga.
I veered away at last. I fell to my knees. I knew I would look again. It coiled and coiled. I ran away screaming and panicked. I had to find anyone to see it too. he's slowly becoming Hawks. And I found someone. It coiled and coiled.
Oh my god, I get it. It coiled already. Tell me what's going on here.
It's estimated that Dr. Yarbrough became the SCP between 25th of December 2019 and January 10th, 2020.
What do you mean somewhere between that long?
We don't know.
Did they not check in? He didn't clock out. We just thought he was putting in the hours.
Interviews have confirmed that the only staff member Dr. Yarbrough interacted with during that period was janitor Adam Salmon. The interview had been attached in the following file, but it's not there anymore, I guess.
Could you imagine at work if you could go 3 weeks only talking to one person? That would be like heaven.
The dream.
that's how you know you've made it.
Yeah.
One guy and he doesn't bother you. Oh my god.
I guess I'm Adam Salmon now because you are Monica Robel.
Sure, I'll be Monica Robel. Alright, we have an interview log here. Not really introduced, they're just like, here's an interview log.
Forward. A series of prior interviews determined that most personnel could not recall meeting Dr. Yarbrough in the estimated period of the event which produced the SCP. Some of the personnel had trouble recalling Dr. Yarbrough at all. Janitor Salmon could recall both, and notably is employed by the Foundation specifically due to his high resistance to anomalous mental changes.
My curious thing, which I hope is answered by the end of this SCP, is why the fuck does he not need to be contained? Even if he's harmless, usually they throw him in a container. Like, are they using... I know, but like...
It's like,
that doesn't mean...
Don't mind this office, there's an intangible corpse in it, just step past it.
Yeah, and they're just like, whatever. Like, is it leading them somewhere? Is he like a compass, a radar? Is he like the fucking microbot in Big Hero 6?
Fucking suspicious socket on the wall, and now
he's flying towards another doctor.
It's like you're sort of a very old man. You turned all the way around in your sleep.
Oh my god, he's pressed up against a researcher on the fence, and all the children are watching.
All the children at Site 19.
Oh my god.
Go ahead, begin the log.
I'm sorry, I'm Monica Robel. Right, so, Mr. Salmon, I will begin recording this now, as it has become an official interview.
Well, it was one before?
No, I don't have the resources to give everyone an official interview. Anyway, you said you remembered Dr. Yarbrough interacting with you between... I'm fallen. interacting with you between November of 2019 and mid-January.
That I do. He was a right freak, too, not like his normal self.
Could you elaborate on that?
Right, start off. He looked and smelled like he didn't wash for days. And he was sweating bullets about something. I'm not talking metaphorically. He wasn't acting like himself, and I knew old Yarbrough since I started working here.
I'm sorry, I don't think I ever met Dr. Yarbrough personally, so if I could ask, do you suspect Dr. Yarbrough may have been under
Yarbrough.
may have been under influence of anomalous phenomena?
No, just really scared.
Do you know what he may have been scared of?
No idea. Maybe whatever he was seeing in his office he dragged me to, but I didn't see anything there. Yarbrough worked here for what, 20 years? That's gonna take its toll on you. Maybe he just snapped and turned intangible.
You said he brought you to his office? Did anything happen in there?
Did anything... I don't remember if anything happened.
You don't remember?
No.
Are you feeling well enough to continue?
Yeah, I think.
Let's start from the beginning. Maybe that will jog your memory. So Dr. Y approached you?
Trying to stop me?
Yeah, as I said, he was sweating bullets, unwashed, and...
Is something wrong?
Yes, I don't remember.
But you remembered it only a minute ago. This is...
Yes, and I remember what I told you. Not the meeting. Not anymore.
I'm sorry.
Oh, damn.
End log. Closing statements. Following this janitor, Adam Salmon...
I assume there's supposed to be a comma there. Following this janitor, they're like stalking him as it plays the fucking... He's like... He's going to an underground dungeon.
Following this janitor, Adam Salmon
He's pushing the stone bricks
to infirmary on the insistence of junior researcher Monica Roble. While Janitor Salmon showed signs of distress, he was otherwise healthy. Further psychological consultation was recommended.
Do you know why his name's Salmon, but without the L?
He's a fish on dry land.
I was going to say because he's never taken the L.
He just took one right now. He lost his memories. He held his memories.
Yeah, now his name will finally be whole. Okay.
Well, it looks like I've got an email from you.
I can't... Oh my god, I can't do the voice anymore.
He lost it. Like many things in this world, it slipped betwixt your fingers into the ether. Alright. Two site director...
Getting voices. Oh, he's back. I've got him back.
Dude, it's okay. I forget all the ethereal space voices because there's like 8 trillion characters. And each one of them has something inside of them that makes them special. Did you know that?
Thank you. I did. I gave them that.
It's their aether ability.
No.
2 site director Hawks from J.
There's only one of me.
Robo.
What are you talking about, dude?
Heartbeat shotgun. Subject, there's a problem. Sir, there's a problem regarding the SCP again. While Dr. Yarbrough's corpse continues shifting, data surrounding Dr. Y is getting erased as well. Technician Walker, out of personal respect for Dr. Yarbrough, tried to make up for the failure of the audio capture system and went through the database of Yarbrough's where... I couldn't keep doing it. I couldn't save him.
Resolve gave out.
We discovered a certain process, which on the screen looks like a certain piece of information slowly spiraling either backward, in which case it will eventually disappear from the screen, or forwards, in which case it will gradually cover the screen before receding, disappearing... wait, what? Before receding, disappearing, is damaging any system in which that data is stored. I don't know if my brain's like short-circuiting, if there's a grammar thing going on there.
I think there's a grammar thing going on there.
Okay, good. More specifically, within the machine itself, it seems that somehow the exact states of electrical excitation, magnetic encoding, or microprocessors by which the relevant information is stored detach themselves from their memory components, and, the best word is travel, we don't know where yet. What the fuck is this sentence structure?
It's very strange.
I'm like,
this is how I write emails.
Sorry. I'm not trying to be like a dick to the writer, but it's just like, this is like, I can't really... It feels like stream of consciousness a little bit.
Yeah, it feels like you walked up to me in the hallway and you're telling me this, like, in a panic.
Yeah. I would maybe go back...
An email.
This is always where it's good to, like, reread your work before posting and just, like, check over. But, like, That travel is very hard to track, so it will take us a while to track down the destination. This process seems to affect any date on Dr. Yarbrough created before the 27th of December, which is now the most likely date of Dr. Yarbrough's death.
Yarbrough.
I thought you forgot for a second, because you missed that other one.
This false sense of security.
This process also has the potential to somewhat damage the Foundation database. While not enough to seriously threaten it, it is not... Hold on. This process also has the potential to somewhat damage the Foundation database, while not enough to seriously threaten it, is nonetheless concerned.
You okay, man?
I don't know. Like, I know something's wrong with it, but I don't know how to describe it. It's like, I don't know what you'd call it, where it's like, because I'm trying to give credit constructive, but I don't know how to phrase it, but like the grammar's off. Like, I think what I'm looking for is there's like, it feels like there's two predicates to each subject, or some shit like that. It's like too many things going on here. It should be something like, this process has the potential to somewhat damage the Foundation database, period. While it likely isn't enough to seriously threaten it, it is nonetheless concerning. Something like that. Two junior researcher...
me. Hey,
by all means.
Don't hog all the limelight.
Okay, go ahead.
I concur. It is concerning. Don't worry, it's time for the hawk to swoop. I have submitted a form to assemble a team to mitigate any resultant damage. Attempt to restore lost data.
I call them good trouble.
Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Destruction of Yarbrough's work will be yet another sting to add to the pain of his untimely demise. I hope that thanks to you, a memory of him will be preserved. Thank you. Oh boy, it's time for things to coil and coil.
I ran and I ran. I found one of those who did not yet see. I didn't look who it was. It coiled and coiled. I took them there. I took them to it. There it was. It coiled and coiled.
Coil is no longer a word. Like, my brain is simply not recognizing it as, like, a part of the human language.
They didn't see! I heard it again, the whisper. I ushered us out and searched again. It coiled and coiled.
I don't know why I called English the human language. That doesn't come out right.
You're on something.
Shut up.
Analysis of genetic information from preserved samples from Dr. Yarbrough shows spiralization of DNA.
What the fuck? Is this Gurren Lagann?
Observed
Wait, DNA's... What do you mean spiralization? DNA's already like a helix.
Well, why don't you tell me what the footnote says, because I can't read this.
Okay, the footnote says, observed changes are as follows. Disruption of the double helix structure, histone untangling, chromosome collapse, and coiling of the
I need those.
But, hold on. This is where I'm wary to make a thing, because I don't think... No, never mind, I'm wrong. Chromosomes aren't. Wait. Okay, never mind.
No, they're real.
Chromosome collapse. No, I know chromosomes are a thing. I didn't know if they were directly on DNA, but they are. I'm thinking of...
I thought Jurassic Park made them up too, but I looked into it.
I was thinking of sexual gametes, which are like in a different place.
Yeah, they're actually like based on something in real life, I think.
Chromosome... Shut up. Chromosome collapse and coiling of the now untangled chain into a spiral within the nucleus. Ooh, that's not good at all.
That's crazy.
I searched and brought more. Here before her to see. Not one did. It coiled and coiled.
This is like the lame version of Uzumaki.
That's what I'm getting. No personnel confirmed meeting the SCP during the event.
Each time I went with someone, I heard it whisper to me, a bit louder than before. It coiled and coiled.
The SCP shows considerable divergence from the prior position, height measured over standard human limits, and the body of the SCP appears extended.
You know how SCPs have like a thing they're famous for? Mm-hmm. Like 682 is like, I hate, and like fucking, and you know, DJ Kex's thing is like, you don't recognize the bodies in the water. I feel like whoever wrote this really wanted It Coiled and Coiled to be like the thing of their article, but every time I see it, it just pisses me off. It's like, I don't want to see it anymore.
The current pose of the SCP is a circle curving inwards. Oh yeah, this is Uzumaki.
Yeah.
So you're sending me an email to? No, you're sending Alex Walker an email, who I guess will also.
Yeah, I'm done emailing you, dickhead.
But you are still emailing someone, so.
Actually, hold on. You're Alex Walker, I think.
Yeah, I've just decided I'm Alex Walker. So but you're still Monica Roble at any rate, so you're still emailing.
Of course, but you sent the first email.
No, I didn't.
From technician Alex Walker, idiot.
Oh, so why is it laid out like that?
I'm sorry I called you an idiot.
Don't worry about it. My team will be in touch.
Roble,
A squad of people with the Tanhoney helmets walk in.
We wanted to discuss your future at discovering SCP.
We think you'd be great for the position of
for
dad.
you. Mr. Tanny asked me to send his regards. He sent you this can of Coca-Cola and also a NDA, a severance package, and this pistol in case things have to get physical.
I've been demoted to the role of corpse.
Roble, I've been heading the team that Hawk started, and, well, first of all, we can no longer restore data. Nobody remembers what it was or what this Yarbrough guy did. And no backups work. Secondly, we managed to track down where the data had been headed to. It's all in Yarbrough's.
Yarbrough.
There's a massive shifting metal and microprocessors clouds there, and it's become a spiral.
Spiral. Sorry.
Doesn't make any sense. What a ridiculous joke.
If that is okay with you, I will forward this exchange to Director Hawks. I thank you for your work. Had I still been alone in this, I would probably need months still. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I've already commented on the sentence structure. For my part, I managed to persuade a memeticist, that is my friend, to help me too, and I struggled to find the right words to describe it. But memetic information, memories, and the very concept of Dr. Yarbrough are coalescing into a spiral too.
That is terribly concerning. I don't know how I saw this email because it wasn't sent to me, but...
No, she said she forwarded it to him.
I wish I would have known Dr. Yarbrough better before all this.
Yarbrough.
Though from my previous messages, it seems I knew him all too well. Is that Annie? Little Annie? I'll be petitioning to assign more resources to your efforts, but I am unsure if that will be granted in time to stop this all. Please, do whatever's in your power to help.
For your Dr. Yarbrough.
Here, for your trouble. Gives you a biscuit.
Oh dear.
No clues. Oh, let's get more. These are all my... well, let's just get into it. And one of them went out of the room. Before me, we were alone again. It coiled and coiled. Notes: a review of collected material regarding Dr. Yarbrough.
Let me save you. I can do the notes if you want to do the vocalizations.
Sure, my favourite bits.
A review of collected... Oh, you want to do the notes? I can do the
my favourite bits are the vocalizations, though.
Oh, of course. A review of collected material regarding Dr. Yarbrough revealed a note created at some point.
I love how you've
subject's
completely given up on
employment by the
preventing
Foundation. Text is illegible as it has been twisted into a spiral.
Just turn your head. Alone and only there and here, only it. And I looked at it and heard it. It coiled and coiled.
N.A.
And I heard and collapsed. It was there when I awoke, and I looked at it and nothing else and nothing more. It coiled and coiled.
Due to more extensive resource allocation, efforts to stabilize the SCP have begun. SCP research team had been increased to 10 personnel.
What are they doing? Just sort of look at it like it's intangible.
What is this thing?
There, and I was there forever and never, and it whispered more and louder, and I crawled towards it. It coiled and coiled.
I feel like every vocalization we read has been the same thing.
There was a thing and it coiled.
Yeah, I'm going insane. Data recovery and reality anchoring effects failed. The SCP shows severe distortion. Further efforts are underway.
N/A!
For further information, see event 01.7218.
Sure. Item number, event 01.7218. Event description. The SCP emitted a high-pitched sound, reported as intense screaming by affected personnel and anomaly. 682 is like, you guys hear that? Said vocalization incapacitated most of Site-72 staff, any alive anomalies within Site-72. Weird way to phrase it. And any being within a kilometre of Site-72. Hold on. Most staff and any being within a kilometre. Wait, what?
I'm
did it
already
get all of
lost.
them? How did it not get all of them if it's anything within a kilometre of the site?
Wait, hold on. Where are we even reading?
Said vocalization.
Incapacitated most of the staff and any alive anomalies, and any being within a kilometre.
Which would be all the staff, surely.
But, here, read the next line.
Sorry, I'm a fucking asshole. Notably, several staff personnel who were explicitly trained to resist enormous mental effects managed to stay conscious but reported intense pain during the event. Said personnel members reported that they witnessed the SCP's rate of curving increase gently. That's what they say when they see.
That's not what it said. Greatly.
That's what I said.
No, you said gently.
I said greatly.
You said gently.
Greatly.
I'm not crazy. I know he said gently.
Replay the clip. With the SCP expanding vertically and diagonally, estimates of ultimate height vary from 100 metres to 20 kilometres.
Jesus Christ.
Personnel also is glitching out. It's fucking Gary's mod. Someone picked up the physics, got it, went nuts.
It's just like no texture found. Really big.
Said personnel also reported the SCP became progressively thinner as it expanded until disappearing. The veracity of these reports is currently unprovable. Following Awakening, Site-72 staff reported the SCP as missing.
What do you mean unprovable? Were there not cameras?
No such thing.
Oh, you're right.
Date of occurrence, 24/01/2021. Location, Site-72. Due to the isolated location of Site-72, only one bystander required subsequent amnesticization. Standard cover Alpha 10, heat exhaustion, was used to replace missing memories.
Just gaslight people.
It's like, oh, you saw it. I guess I'll have to use it. Heat exhaustion. I'll burn away those frigid memories of yours.
Only for you.
Effort. Only for you. Heat exhaustion.
I mean, it was just for one guy. It's only for him.
Efforts to locate the SCP began. Measurements of the SCP's previous location produced non-standard fluctuating radiation patterns. With a resultant Geiger counter-sound pattern, which, when mapped, visually produced a Morse code message which was translated to, "It coils and coils forever on." Sick.
Yeah, so this feels a little bit just like Uzumaki fanfiction. I don't think every article needs to have a clean story. I think there's a lot of cool early articles where they just like build on the world or do something weird, but this doesn't really succeed in that for me. This one feels more exhausting to read through than like igniting my curiosity. Like you get the bit after the first row of those logs, but it just keeps going. And a lot of the grammar mistakes within kind of distract while reading it and take away from like the ability for me to like get immersed because it doesn't feel too coherent. That being said, I can see there was clear, effort put in. Someone worked hard on this, which I always respect and appreciate, and encourage the author to continue trying to make things. One thing I did like was the
what? Say it.
Hang on, words are failing me right now.
You kidding me?
One thing I did like was this little section follow-up actions taken. Not what was in it specifically, but I like the idea of like, because usually it's just like, that's just something that's a footnote after an addendum, where it's just like, here's how we proceeded after an event occurred. I think that's kind of a neat format. But otherwise, I think this one, it's got a lot of work and renovation needed. I'll give this one a 4 out of 10. What about you?
I'd give it something similar. Like you said, it doesn't seem to like really. There's a setup, and I like the setup of like the intangible corpse. No one really gets it, but it doesn't really go anywhere. It just continues being the corpse and just stops at some point.
The author said in the discussion that apparently the spiral pattern and screaming at the end was supposed to communicate that it was a pattern screamer, but I don't really know what that adds or takes away from the story because it just kind of seems like.
Does it coil?
What's the... I guess. We are not going to let Does It Coil become a meme at the SCP. We're not doing that. I can't ever hear the words coiled again.
Guys.
Shut the fuck up. I don't want to ever hear the word coil again. Holy shit, my friend's getting a $4,500 tax return.
Fantastic. I'm happy for him.
Jesus Christ, I should get married too. Apparently it's because he's married.
Damn.
Well,
Anyway.
time for a third password. Anyone up for it?
Anyone up for what?
To marry.
God, no thanks. Recently
a lot of YouTubers have been trying to discourage parasocial relationships, but we're always ahead of the curve. So we're going to be actively encouraging them.
We are not going to be doing that under any circumstances whatsoever.
Hey,
in fact, if you even look at me the wrong way...
I made this episode for you specifically.
Have you ever been anxious about talking to someone like, oh, what if they don't like me? Oh, what if I'm bothering them? I will make you feel that way if you try to propose to me. I will make you anxious. I will make all your worst nightmares come true.
Hey, are you watching? You watching? I'm talking to you specifically. We're doing all this for you. You're the big dog.
Alright, so I guess the next one... I'm already exhausted on SCP after that last article, though. It's like... That drained me a little bit.
The next one is quite long. I don't know if we have time for like the next one.
I feel bad. But yeah, maybe we should find a shorter one. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I know our comment reading's getting longer, but I think our podcast... Oh, I can't even get to the wiki.net.
Wiki.net is under stress.
Error codes. Are you also getting these errors?
I think Wiki.net is down. It's the first time in like 150 episodes.
No, this has happened once before, I think, on video. Because remember, we did something else instead. We did holders or some shit because Wiki.net was down. And we made a joke about it. I don't remember. Well, I guess it's time to go read Creepypastas. Creepypasta.
Give me a Creepypasta, actually. Yeah, just give me one. Let's fucking do it. Who cares?
I'm gonna find one.
Last episode we didn't. We read. Last episode we barely read any SCP. We can do whatever the fuck we want. You fuckers will watch anything. We've determined this.
Here's one. Average rating 8.12. Posted 3 days ago. It's called "Last Night I Snuck Past My Dad's House and He Almost Caught Me."
I'm
want to read that?
Intrigued. Please send me a link.
Here, I have a couple options. There's also the Dre Layer, The Secrets of Mr. Thomas, and Mail Number 15.
Mail Number 15 has caught my interest.
Alright, let's do that. I'm going to read this now. Alright, here you go. Mail Number 15. And this is by...
Oh, I thought it was like mail, like the post.
No, this is Mail Number 15. Oh, this is a long one, but we're going to read it anyway.
We're already in there.
Who is this by?
This
I
is
want to
by,
credit them. Credit the quiet one, it says at the bottom.
The quiet one.
Alright, the quiet one. We are ready to read Mail Number 15. I'm so excited. Estimated reading time 23 minutes, so this should tie up the episode nicely.
Yeah, but they've never met us before.
Yeah, for us, estimated reading time 2 hours.
Let's get into it.
Should you read or should I?
We
should probably popcorn this.
Yeah,
I'll start. Not like I did Aetheral Space. Well, I'm kidding. It's fine.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, yes, sir. Right away, sir. Adam held his wife's hand tightly as the doctor re-entered the room. Mrs. Hill.
Sorry, I thought I'd be the doctor.
Oh, no. But go ahead, be the doctor.
Mrs. Hill.
Adam could see the lump in her throat moving up and then back down as she swallowed. Just tell me, Doc.
You do seem to be the next one.
She hunched over, nearly throwing up onto the white-tiled floor below them. Adam put his arm around her, pulling her in tight.
The good news is that it was caught early. It's still only the size of a grape, so we can easily remove it.
Jameson's was the size of a grape when you caught it too, but the recovery process still killed him. Same with Martha, and Louise, and Martin. Her wails were like a knife in Adam's ears, arching their way through his head and directly to his heart.
That's usually in the chest.
Damn. When his coworkers finally got it, he didn't think he ever would. When his neighbors finally got it, he didn't think he ever would. Now Kate has it, and all he wants is to have it too. A tumor. Then he can perish with her. Over the course of the last 6 or so months, 23, now 24, have been diagnosed with cancerous tumors in the brain. That maybe might not be a lot for a big city like Chicago, New York, but here in this...
New York.
But in this town of just a little over 500 people, it was alarming. The EPA has started running tests on the town's water supply, and have advised all citizens to drink only bottled water brought on trucks from outside town. They've shut down the local farmers market too, and are conducting tests on the soils around town. But they found nothing so far. And now, Adam didn't care if they ever did find anything, because his Kate would already be gone. His only hope was the man who now stood before him. He looked back up at Dr. Stevens. Stevens was one of the top neurosurgeons in the country that the EPA subsidized to come and live here in this little town while the epidemic continued. He'd performed 23 surgeries here in this town in all of 6 months. Only 5 of those 23 have survived, and 2 of those 5 are reportedly in dire health right now. Stevens has performed hundreds of successful surgeries in his lifetime. Adam, nor anyone else for that matter, could understand why all of a sudden every one of his surgeries were failing. Well, it wasn't all of them. He succeeded 5 times.
Yeah, he's got not a good record, but
But he's batting .25.
there's a ratio.
Yeah. Well, his KDA is great.
Oh my god.
It had sent a sense of terror throughout their small community. Whatever was causing these tumors was more than it seemed. Adam and a few others had been advocating for the FBI to get involved, for this to become a criminal investigation. Yeah, but to no avail. Kate's diagnosis made it a surefire bet that Adam would be doubling down on that petitioning. 23 was too many. The cancer murderer. It's like, oops, I put your head in a suntan bed while you were sleeping. Kate added on top of that, made that pile seem astronomical.
Mrs. Hill, I swear to you this will be resolved.
I don't want to die, Adam. Oh, Adam, I don't want to die. Shh, it's okay, Kate. It's okay.
My name's okay,
Dr.
not Adam.
Shut up.
Let's capitalize.
It's okay. It's okay. That's my name. Dr. Stevens promises we'll all be better. It'll be okay. Everyone else who's had it has died.
Actually, our 4 people are okay.
Shut up! Adam, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to die. Hey, it's okay. Hey, it's okay! Adam squealed, unable to hold his tears back any
NPCs
longer.
are having a moment here.
Is this the doctor? I don't know who's talking.
I think that's you still.
Mrs. Simmons survived it, didn't she? Who knows if she'll die here in the next week? Adam looked back up at the surgeon, biting his lip as the sense of dread slowly enveloped him. His eyes pleaded with the doctor, who could only look on with a somber expression at the sobbing couple.
Mr. Hill, it seems to me that I cannot assure your wife, so I will attempt to assure you. Your wife will not die. I've been getting better with these tumours, wherever they're coming from. The 5 who are still with us are some of the more recent victims of the plague. I'm becoming more skilled with these. You don't want to hear from your surgeon that the first few deaths were like practice.
Yeah, he's like, I'm learning on the job.
That was a warm-up.
Warm-up death. Adam tilted his wife's head up, looking into her eyes. You hear that, honey? Things will be okay. Things will be okay. We'll get the surgery done real fast. I hope not. And before you know it, you'll be on the road to recovery.
He's holding it like between his fingers.
Doctor's like, okay, guys, today I'll be speedrunning brain surgery.
Strat, you don't actually need the patient to live.
Yeah, you just have to remove the tumor in time.
What is his voice that he jumped to whenever it's like a speedrun or challenge or something?
It's like a weird Darman.
Exactly, that's what it is actually.
His shirt became wetter and wetter, some from his tears, others from his... Wait, what?
It was very private moment in the doctor's office.
Flushed? Whatever the case, he was preparing himself for the worst. Adam stood in the cemetery the next day, in the section which the town had reserved for the victims of this epidemic. It was a large swath of land, large enough for the whole town. They would be the only people ever buried here. The CDC had declared their community to be under quarantine just last night, and the National Guard had arrived to enforce it. Not a soul would come in or out, except through birth or death. Jesus Christ. But one would have to be pretty heartless to bring a child into this town now. Everyone would be dead within the next few years from this thing. Maybe even by the end of 6 months by how fast whatever this was has been spreading. Adam was staring at the spot of land next in line to be filled by a headstone. He could already see his wife's name carved in the stone there in his mind's eye. Catelyn Emily Hudson Hill. Next to hers on the right would soon be a grave marker saying Adam John Hill. Yep, she'd be sandwiched right between him and Jameson. That was their neighbor of 5 years who had perished just a week before. He had no idea at that closed-casket funeral that in just a little while longer Kate would be in the same position, and soon he would be joining them. He began to walk along the pathway, looking at every grave marker which labeled a victim of these brain tumors. He could remember every funeral vividly in his mind's eye. Oh my god, he's like a cogitant. Watching the casket be lowered into the ground, wishing he could see each of them just one last time. He turned and looked back into town, the small collection of houses centered around the local church, making him wonder how much longer a congregation would be meeting there before everyone was dead. Wouldn't be too long, he was sure. At any rate, it was getting to be dusk, and the nippy autumn air was beginning to get colder. It would be best to head back home, spend some time with Kate before she was gone.
Oh, she's not dead yet. I thought she died.
She's dead.
No, you just said, I'll just go spend some time with her.
Yeah, but she's dead mentally. She's got the tumor. It's over, bro.
It's like, imagine like you go to the doctor's office and your husband goes like, I'm going to go brood at the graveyard where we're going to bury you.
Imagine going to the doctor's office and you get cancer and your husband's like, it coiled and coiled, and you're like, not this shit again. He had been avoiding her ever since he got back from work. He couldn't bear the sight of her face anymore. It only reminded him of their limited time. But he oughtn't avoid her forever. He'd regret not spending as much time with her as he could. He knew that. It just seemed like the time they did have was, so painful. His mind still racing, he began walking home. Through the small flower bed at the edge of the cemetery he went, not caring that he stepped on any of them.
Hey, not cool, bro.
Yeah, messed up. His head hung down as he walked through the gravel streets of town. He didn't even look up to see Nick's vintage pickup truck he'd been restoring. It all just seemed so pointless now. I'm going to popcorn it.
The sun was mostly below the horizon by the time he walked through his front door. You could hear the television on and the gentle sound of water boiling on the stove. He walked into the kitchen where Kate sat on the counter staring blankly ahead. Hey, Kate.
Hey, Kate.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Actually, you are the voices, that's right. Please.
Hey, Kate. You're coming home late? Yeah, I hit the bar and then the cemetery. Just needed some time to think.
I just need some time to drink.
You get to drink. The doc says I can't have anything before my surgery. Well, then don't have any. Maximize your chances. I'm gonna die anyway, though. Everyone else has followed his instructions to the letter, and look where they are now. I may as well just live it up before they shove me into a casket and bury me in the ground.
Because they drank.
Hey, don't think that way. Negative thinking's just as bad for your health as a brain. What? What? No. What?
This guy, Adam's a weird one. Or, sorry, not Adam, okay.
Adam/OK was in like a self-help cult.
Hey guys, today we're going to teach you about negative thinking.
Isn't that just
thinking is just as bad for your health as a brain tumor.
Isn't that just some old wives' tale? Pseudoscience? No, it's real. Well, then I guess I have 2 brain tumors. Adam put his hand up. No, you're
Adam put his hand on her back. Please.
We'll get through this. The surgery's in 2 days from now. In 48 hours it'll be over and done with. Things will be great. Or I'll be dead. Hey, honey, you can't be talking like that.
She took a deep inhale.
I know. It's just hard to not to. How about we call Dr. Stevens first thing in the morning and see if he can bump it up a day? Get it out of the way by tomorrow? Wouldn't it be better to just let the tumor grow? I'd die slower, but I'd get to be with you longer. I'd rather take a chance that you'll be with me for forever than let you die like that, Kate.
She again let out a large sigh.
All right. All right, what? I'll do it. I'll do the surgery.
Adam smiled.
There you go. You want to do it tomorrow instead of Friday?
She nodded.
Yeah, best to just get it over and done with.
Cut to this is like Surgeon Simulator. That's what's happening. Kate stared at Adam from the wheelchair, her knuckles tight as the nurse moved her into the operating room. Adam bit his lip, staring on at the door as it shut. When he had wanted to get this over and done with yesterday, he hadn't anticipated that his stress levels would rise like this. He thought he was already a wreck, like it couldn't get any worse. Yet here he was, able to feel his heart beating against his ribcage. Dr. Stevens had assured him everything would be okay. They'd keep Kate here for the next 5 days to make sure she was okay. She'll be coming home next Tuesday. It wasn't so long, was it? 5 days. The time would go by in a flash. He'd just work real hard until then, and it'd all be over soon. If those next several hours were any way of telling, though, those next 5 days would not be over soon. Adam swore he'd aged a decade by the time the door finally opened and the nurse stepped out. Mr. Hill? Oh, sorry.
Yes?
I'm sorry, but that's the waiting room that makes you old.
No!
You've aged a decade.
No! I'll have to master pinpoint either.
You're welcome to come and see her. A smile whipped across his face as he leapt to his feet.
She's okay?
She's fine right now, yes. He walked right past the nurse into the operating room, looking Kate dead in the eye.
Kate?
Her head turned and she smiled at him. He felt like an odd smile, though, almost plastic and doll-like. Boy, he's doing something wacky with the surgeries. But he didn't care.
No.
He was just glad she was alright.
Oh, Kate, I'm so glad you're fine.
Shh, no loud noises, please, Mr. Hill, Dr. Stevens instructed. Please do not touch her either. We don't want you to jostle anything too hard.
Pardon?
He nodded, lowering his voice and kneeling by the bedside.
Thank goodness for these mobile medical centers, huh?
She continued her smile.
Yes, indeed.
It is called Lothric.
That took me a second. Sorry, my brain's fried.
Oh my god, no, not that hell.
I've got the tumor. I'm next.
He chuckled.
Brain surgery got you talking all formal, huh? Yes, it most certainly does.
Beep boop.
Beep boop. I'm a robot now.
Her monotone voice should have worried him. Kate's always put twice the emotion to her words than anyone he'd ever met. That was one of his favourite things about her. And surgery shouldn't have changed that about her, right? It is brain surgery, to be fair, like you have just said.
Yeah, if any medical procedure would irrevocably change someone's personality, I would imagine it's brain surgery.
Whatever the case, he just passed out his drowsiness from the painkillers and continued their wonderful reunion.
What if instead, in an alternate ending, she had died and the doctor had made like the video like in Nathan For You of like the wife
Adam, I'm so sorry I died.
died. I'm in heaven now.
I miss you, okay?
Kate, I told you that you'd be okay.
Wait,
You're
that's
okay.
me.
Yeah. See, you're fine. Everything turned out okay.
Adam wiped his eyes, and the clear vision lasted for but a moment before they were teared over again.
I love you so, so, so much. Kate, I love you. I reciprocate your affection.
She said, the plastic smile still holding strong to her face.
No, Kate!
Adam
She's
got
not
ready
the
for
woman
bed
we
quickly
knew.
that night, but he had a very emotionally exhausting day. He was looking forward to just putting his head on the pillow. He wasn't sure how well he'd be able to sleep, though. After all, Kate wasn't out of the woods yet. But the most stressful part was over. Now it was just a matter of whether or not she'd join the 5 other survivors or end up like everyone at the cemetery. A chill ran up his back as the images of those gravestones flashed again through his mind. It seemed like everything reminded him of them lately. Yeah, you go there every day to brood.
Yeah, for real, for real.
There's no wonder. He finally did climb up into his bed, yawning and stretching before shutting his eyes and putting his head on the cooler pillow. The room felt vacant without his wife by his side to comfort him. It almost put him on edge. He just tried to focus his thoughts on other things to keep himself from crying. Oh, how he did miss her. No matter. He'd be able to go and visit her in the mobile medical centre tomorrow. He'd be with her then. Everything would be fine. He was nearly completely asleep when his phone suddenly began to ring. His eyes flew open and he looked at the screen, an unknown number. He groaned, hanging up on them and shutting his eyes again. The number called him back not even a minute later.
Yes.
He mumbled, wiping the sleep from his eyes. Is this Mr. Hill?
Yeah.
Mr. Hill, I'm terribly sorry to inform you, but his heart clenched and he lost all feeling
No.
in his lungs.
No, his lungs! What? What
Lungs are
happened?
vital for Hamiltoe
What's
users.
going on? Or for all human beings.
Your wife, she
No, 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 no!
passed away about 20 minutes ago.
Iggy Death theme.
He looks up, thinks in the clouds. She's like, lights on.
Giving him the thumbs up.
He dropped the phone on the floor, falling over as everything went black.
Kate has died, fucking April 16th, 2023.
He awoke to a knock on his door just a few minutes later.
Hey, can we bring up, by the way, the story was called Mail Number 15.
I'm looking forward to meeting email number 15.
Yeah, I'm very confused.
He climbed to his feet, dizzy. What was he doing on the floor just then? And who was knocking at this hour? The recollection of what had just happened suddenly came back to him, and he broke into a sprint as the tears and sweat began streaming down his face and forehead. He got to the door, opening it with swollen red eyes. Mr. Hill?
Yes, that's me.
He groaned. Mr. Hill, I'm one of the nurses from the centre. I came over when you suddenly stopped responding over the phone.
Yeah, I guess I passed out.
Are you alright? He sniffed, wiping his nose on his arm, not caring that it was now covered in a layer of mucus.
No, I'm not alright. My wife just died.
Mr. Hill, I'm so very sorry. Dr. Stevens was performing a routine test with her to see how she was holding up when suddenly she flatlined. Adam felt breaking it to him gently. Adam felt then sobbing into her shoulder. She placed a hand on his back, patting him gently. There, Mr. Hill. Everything is all right. He wailed, his cries flowing into the night air like the shrieks of a dying animal. That's what
he sounded like. He didn't get much... God, what did I do to my throat there? Oh, no, that was a mistake. He didn't get much sleep after the nurse
actually didn't hear it. It didn't register on the mic.
Oh, good. You didn't want to hear that. He had tried to lay down in bed and shut his eyes, but he just couldn't make himself tired enough. He couldn't. He took in another shaky breath, whimpering as he let it back out again. Kate, he muttered. Kate, it really happened. It really happened, didn't it? You're gone, and I ought to be next. He began banging his head on the window to the front of his house, the tears falling off his chin with each pound. Kate!
This man's grief.
Oh, Kate!
In all reality, though, I would hate it if this happened to me.
If this was the Foundation, they would give him amnestics. That's what they should be doing. He looked up through the window, blinking the water in his eyes onto the ground. The world outside was still, nothing moving. It was dark, illuminated only by the moon and the short, stubby street lamp on the corner of their block. Nothing moved, and it seemed like his heart didn't either. Nothing had any light, just like everything inside of him now. His life was essentially gone. Without her, what was the point? Nothing mattered. Nothing... He rubbed the tears from his eyes again, blinking several times before squinting out the window. There was a figure standing there.
You know what? I just figured it out. All these fucking funerals, closed casket, they're not fucking dead. They turned us like vampires or something.
I want to suck your blood, bye. There was a figure standing there, standing right in his front lawn. He couldn't make out any of their features, except the fact it was most definitely human. What the... He looked to his right, reaching for the switch that would turn on the porch light. He flipped it up, and his front lawn was covered in a soft yellow light. What? He only saw it for a second before the figure turned around, but their face remarkably resembled Kate's. I'm hallucinating, he murmured. I'm in so much grief that I'm hallucinating. The figure began to walk away, the back of their body looking again so strikingly similar to his wife's. No, they're still there? Adam stepped to the door, opening it and walking out into the... OK stepped to the door, opening it and walking out into the cold air of the autumn night. He questioned whether he should call out to the figure. To the ghost? No. Ghosts weren't real. This wasn't a ghost. It was just someone who looked just like Kate, standing out front of his house. Kate! He yelled out. The figure continued walking. Kate! His legs began picking...
See, this is what happens when someone chases girls. They become an okay male. This is not what you want to become.
You want to become male number 15. I thought that said pickling at first. That was silly of me. His legs began picking up the pace.
Just ran out of battery, so I can't actually see the story right now. Can you entertain it while I get a battery?
Yeah, hurry up, though, because I'm really engrossed in this tale. Alright, so I know he said I have to entertain them, but Anomalous, you know the drill, right? His legs began picking up the pace as he followed her down the gravel road, his bare feet somehow not feeling any of the pain the sharp rocks created as they stuck into his soles. The figure out ahead of him
had already been gouged out by the sight of his dead wife.
No. The figure out ahead of him began moving faster, too. He picked up his pace again, and so did she. Wait, stop, whoever you are! They suddenly burst into an almost inhuman sprint, flying at a speed Adam had only ever seen in the Olympics. She's doing the fucking Devilman run. Yeah! The Scooby-Doo sound effects. The air was sucked out of his lungs as he began running faster than he ever had before, out of breath before he could even turn the corner. Wait! He wheezed, turning the corner. The figure was still running, dead ahead. Adam made every effort to run faster, catch up with this girl, but he found himself failing in his strength. His feeble legs continued to pump harder and harder, but she stayed ahead of him no matter what he did. The figure suddenly turned to the left, sprinting right up to a house with all of its lights on still. Adam kept up his pace, gradually losing his strength and slowing to a stop as the door opened. A man stood there in the light, illuminating both his face and the face of his dead wife. The man he had the face of Jameson.
Parker.
His brow ruffled. What?
Parker, I want pictures of Spider-Man.
Get me pictures of Spider-Man!
I want pictures of
His brow ruffled and he strained himself to call out, Kate? Jameson? Wait, Jameson, is that you? He had seen the casket being laid into the ground. He knew Jameson was dead, and so was Kate. Kate stepped into the house and Jameson closed the door behind her. Bewildered, Adam began stumbling to the front door. Panting and sweating buckets, he knocked on the door. The lights were still on, and he had just seen someone there at the door. Someone was here, he knew it. Hello! He began banging as hard as he could, but to no avail. He used both fists, pounding with all the force his weakened body could muster, until the sides of his fists stung. The lights suddenly turned off, and he jumped. What the? He kept pounding. Somebody answer me! Hello? Someone's in here! I know it! Answer me! Hello? Hello? He awoke the next morning cold and shivering on the front porch of that house. He looked up to the Friday sky. I love Friday sky. That fucks. I love Friday sky. Teeth chattering as the sun slowly warmed up the world around him. As if, like, the sky is inherently distinct on different days.
It's a habit thing.
I love that. Oh, man, I'm stealing that. Was that real? He was on the porch of that house. Surely it must have been real. But it just didn't seem so.
Dormant soul.
Was that Kate? How could he see both Kate and Jameson last night?
It was like hanging off Kate's back. Like, okay.
Surely he wouldn't have hallucinated both of them. I'm just imagining that now, like a grown man all clinging on like that. The door did open, and the lights did suddenly turn off while he was knocking. That he was sure of. But then why? How? The door behind him suddenly opened, and he fell backwards.
My, Mr. Hill, what are you doing here?
It was Dr. Stevens. Doctor, you live here? Adam gasped.
Yes, I do. It was the best empty house the city could offer me during my stay here in this pleasant little town.
Doctor, I saw her last night. I saw Kate! Adam exclaimed as he stood up. Stevens frowned a little, placing a hand on Adam's shoulder.
Oh dear, Adam, could it be there's something wrong with your brain?
Perhaps you're mentally insane.
Perhaps there's a little something I need to take out.
Snip, snip.
Mr. Hill, it is quite natural for you to...
No, I saw her! She came right here to this house. Last night she came right to this house.
Mr. Hill.
And Jameson opened the door. Mr. Walker, as you know him, he was there. He opened the door for Kate. I saw them. I saw them both. They got that idiot at the coffee shop to lie for them.
Mr. Hill, it is not quite uncommon to perhaps, for lack of a better term, hallucinate family members after they die.
What do you mean, lack of a better term? That's what that is, hallucinate.
It happens all over America. It's sometimes just the body's way of coping.
It's uniquely American. They don't do that in other countries. They figured it out.
Adam nodded.
But then, why did it feel so real?
The mind is good at fooling us, Alan. You really should get back to writing.
Oh my god. Full circle.
The brain is quite a powerful organ, you know.
Adam looked Stevens square in the eye. Am I going crazy?
No, Mr. Hill. You'll be fine. You just need to process this loss. Things will be better, I promise you.
You promised that Kate wouldn't die too. He bit his lip. I'm sorry, Doc. I didn't mean to.
Quite all right.
I've heard worse. Come on, let's get you home, Adam, to your typewriter.
And as he, like, puts an arm around him, he, like, leans into Adam's ear and whispers, "Only for you." Stevens places his arm around Adam's oh my god! Shoulder and began guiding him down the street. "I can make it home by myself just fine. You've got work to do, I'm sure."
"I'm going to be late. It's better to comfort you right now."
Adam nodded, not sure if he ought to be grateful or creeped out. Something about this whole conversation just seemed off. Nonetheless, they reached the Hill residence, and Stevens walked Adam right up to the door.
"Good luck, Mr. Hill."
He nodded, opening his door and stepping inside. "Right, thank you."
"Someone will be with you later today from the center to help arrange the funeral,"
Stevens mentioned.
"Best to keep your hallucinations to yourself."
Adam nodded slowly. He shut the door without thanking Stevens. It seemed odd that one of Stevens' employees would be coming to arrange the funeral. He'd have thought a mortician would do it. Then again, the nearest mortician lived 2 towns over, and they were under quarantine right now. Oh my god, there's still so much story left. I don't think we can finish mail number 15.
If you want to find out what happens next in mail number 15, why not check it out in the description?
Yeah, if you want to see us read the rest, let us know in the comments. Otherwise, we will read other... Otherwise, we'll reid other creepypastas.
Perhaps we'll read SCPs next time.
Maybe, if the wiki decides to work. Dune not only doesn't watch Succession, but I didn't really know how to explain why I asked him that. I think he thought I was a Succession fan trying to pressure him because he's like, "I'll get around to it." I usually just end up watching... I was like, I haven't seen it either. I feel bad. But anyway, we're not here for Dune. We're here for...
Succession.
We're here for this comment reading. That's right, there's even more reading to do, Chan. Are you prepared?
Yeah.
Because I'm not. I'm fucking exhausted. I went too hard on mail number 15. Alright, so
what do these cretins have to say to me?
There's less comments than usual, which makes me think we may have turned some people off with our tactic.
I imagine
but
so.
Banker Paul commented, "Week 1 outside the vault. Fun fact of the week, there are some species of turtle that can breathe through their ass. This week on DSCP News, the 3rd session of the Masks game went down. Here's my patchwork memory of what happened from the little bit I listened to. There was a guy named Hashtag, and he was holding the occupants of a Wi-Fi cafe hostage. The cafe didn't actually have any free Wi-Fi, but was named that because the man who owned it was named Jonathan Wi-Fi. It was something... That's like a U-bit.
Yeah, that's something I would do.
There was also something about some granola-based cryptocurrency or something. Yes, that is the only news I have this week. Actually, I take notes throughout the week. This is all I got. Great job being boring, guys. Fuck you, Paul. Read Aetheral Space. Never mind. Bless you, Paul. Let him read Aetheral Space. JTKC says, "This is objectively the best episode of DSCP. Calling it right now. 1 aethyllion out of 10.
Oh, yes.
How much is an aethyllion?
17 Dragillions.
Which is also 14 Brunellians. Man, the early episodes of Aetheral Space are so cool. Like, all the really important people that are just mentioned in passing are now actual characters. Also, without the rest of the crew, early Dragon is free to do his maximum hustling and get those fat stacks. Dragon truly is just a small little guy. Ignore his favorite activities. I really love Aetheral Space. It feels like it appeals to me in so many ways, like the powers, the world, the characters. I love it all. And it's a big part of making me get back into reading after way too long. So thanks, Tan. I agree with that sentiment.
Thank you.
It's a good sentiment. The early arcs also reminded me of when Ruth was doing more cool things. Please, Mr. Tanoni, please let Ruth have a crumb of main character moment. Please, just one teensy-weensy arc for the hamburger lady. Have a good week, guys. And also, new Aether coming out in a few hours. Yippee! I mean, is he wrong?
Don't worry. Just let me cook, okay?
Sure. I honestly, when you were introducing Oblos before, like, the nudity thing, I thought when he was just, like, a guy with a cloak on the roof, I thought that was going to be Nail. I was like, he's back. It's him. Shythalia says, "I'm inside your walls." Good to know. Sobek says, "My favorite part of this episode was when the Foundation showed up and said, 'It's containing time,' and secured all over everything."
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty good. King T-Rex says, I was going to say something about how aetheral space has slowly decreased in quality over the years because Tanhoney forgot some things. Then my ADHD kicked it and threw that train of thought out the fucking window and said, hey, did you know that antimemetics division is just dementia with extra steps? That's it. That's all I got to say.
Interesting.
Quaker Button-Nose 128 says, I will enter WriterBotCon every time
I that. Do you mean WriterBot Con?
Is that even it? It's like WriterBot FestCon Contest
Festival.
Yeah, WriterBot Con Fest Festival.
Yeah.
Something like that. Couldn't be bothered with a name, says, shaking my head. Can't believe you don't have my amazing work of fiction banking bad on you at all time, Tanhoney. Unsubscribe. In other news, I'm still hiding in one of my many hideouts in Tanhoney Woods, waiting for the perfect time to strike. Prepare. You fool, you're not in Tanhoney Woods, you're in fucking Quaker Swamp.
Wolf Team, move
That's
in.
dangerous. Wolf Team, watch out! I'll protect you as best I can, but Wolf Team, there's serious business. Wolf Team is
They're
like
all people who could have become Darnell.
That's true. They're all Aetheral Space fans. Comedy Man Kelp says, I've actually been meaning to start Aetheral Space for a while, but couldn't find the time. Hoping this video finally gives me the necessary push to do so.
Genius. Another genius move from discovering SCP.
Finally. Anyhow, on this week's edition of Channel 5 News, live from Tanhoney Towers, Tanhoney has been spotted in the studio with the skin flare. What might they be cooking? Darnell has reportedly been spotted breathing. Banker Paul will get what's coming to him. Hey, look, I've got to respirate. I need to take in oxygen and put out carbon dioxide. It's in my blood. That was a biology joke. For all the... Never mind. That fiend knows what he did. Blood, blood, blood. Blood, blood, blood. Blood, blood, blood. Blood. Comedy Man Kelp is officially running out of ideas for this bit. Good. Kill it. The goblins were awakened. Okay, that one got me. This concludes our broadcast day. And remember, kids, if anyone you suspect might be federal officer inquires you regarding my whereabouts, tell them I'm at their mom's house. Owned! An anomalous writer says, let's go, SCP-5000 has been declassified. I can't believe Aetheral Space and 5K are connected. Wowza.
Aetheral Space takes place in the far future of SCP-5000. No, it doesn't.
Pietro is actually Dragon's dad, and he left. He wasn't a spacer, that was just his gear. It's such a stupid theory. Pietro's Dragon's dad? That'll be the next clickbait 5000 with Aether. It'll be like Dragon with like his hands on his cheeks doing like the Home Alone's face, and then it like points to it and he's like going, Dad, in a speech bubble, and it's Pietro. But he still doesn't have a face, it's just the question mark again. Sorry. Spit says, got really sappy in the comments in the last episode. My comment wasn't read because the episode was already recorded. But that's okay. Basically, I thanked a bunch of people, including you and Darnell, for being a wonderful community.
Thank you. You're addressing me. I'm glad you realized this.
Yeah, very, very kind of you. And some other incoherent 3 a.m. shenanigans. Unfortunately, I'm now spiraling into my hatred arc, and I will only spew toxicity in the DSCP comment section from now on.
A lot of you people are getting a little too fucking comfy, I have to say.
Yeah. Watch your backs. You could be chosen for the lottery.
In the community. I want people doxing each other. I don't. That's a joke.
I want everyone to form cliques of 3 to 5, and you all have your own stupid in-jokes, and people can only really participate in conversation on the server when they join in on your in-jokes, and it just becomes a cult of personality, and everyone's miserable. And I also want all the mods to start hyper-reinforcing what things are said in which channels. And also, I want Tanhoney to rip off his ballsack. Those are my new demands. I hope you'll meet them. Anyway, Spit has some recommendations for us if you're curious. They recommend SCP-1237, the Epsilon Wave. This one has some heavy topics. 2137, Forensic Ghost of Tupac Shakur. And SCP-6281, which looks like a loading bar? I don't know. What is that?
I think we have to wait for that comment to finish loading.
Oh, okay. So we can't read that one yet. Orchid Stream says, can't believe they finally revealed that Pietro Wilson from SCP-5000 is actually Alden Petrio from Arc 3 of Aetheral Space, who took his last name and changed it slightly when he was mysteriously transported into the SCP universe. Anyways, this is the best episode of DSCP ever. It cannot be beat. A masterpiece. I love Aetheral Space.
They love me.
Hey, don't get too big of shoes, man. Remember who had the idea. Remember who's been marketing you. Your agents.
Hello, Darnell. We're really happy you came down today. Tannedy's really happy with the ideas you've been throwing out, but we're deciding to take them in a new direction.
What do you mean, new direction?
Please stand on the trapdoor.
What?
You'll be going to floor 0 with Kennedy Towers.
Ah!
Thank you for listening, everyone. We'll be getting Neo Darnell in the next episodes to spice things up. But it's been good talking to you. Good listening to you. And what can I say except goodbye? Talk to you next time.
Bye.